Yeah, what's going on, fam? It's your man, VACAY-J.
And your girl, Amy V.
And we are back. We are back with another live. I like that. I like that. We need to keep doing that. I like that. You know what I'm saying? That was kind of cool. I like that. You know what I mean? And yes, we are back with another live stream. We are covering today Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, Season 2, Episode 2. And super excited to have my sister in crime, well, brother in crime, I don't know, partner in crime. Partner in crime. I ain't a sister, you know, I'm a mister. I'm just saying. Good to have Amy B back on the set. What's good?
Good to be back with y'all officially.
Yeah, no doubt. So shout out to everybody that's joining us. Again, welcome to VACAY-JTV and friends. I am VACAY-J. This is Amy V, and we are here to cover one of our favorite shows. One of my favorite shows. I mean, you know, Amy, she's kind of new to the Power, the Power Book 3. Raising Kanan universe, you know what I'm saying? And she be getting on people about raising Cane chicken, you know, that's her thing.
That's y'all messed up. I'm going to Raising Canans. No.
All good. So we're going to be covering episode 2 today. I did cover episode 1, so check that out. And also did my quick thoughts as well. But we're going to be talking today about Raising Kanan, Power Book 3, one of my favorite. This is one of my favorite Power Books again. Why? Because it takes place in the 90s, right? Specifically 91. And you know, I'm going to age myself. Yeah, I graduated in 91. Right? Representing, you know, the classics with the vintage, okay? You know what I'm saying? We're seasoned veterans in the game, so we can talk to you firsthand as far as what's going on and what happened back in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Diggity, all that good stuff, all right? So, so Amy, how you doing? How was your trip?
I'm good. The trip was good. I'm relaxed and ready to fly out tomorrow morning for another one.
Exactly. I mean, this girl, she be traveling all over the place. all over the place, for real. It's crazy. But again, I want to shout out to everybody that's joined us. Hey, what's going on? Daria, I see you. Definitely hit me with a like, hit the share button. And shout out to everybody in our Facebook group, exclusive group. Salute to you. We see you guys as well. So definitely chime in below. Let us know where you are, what's going down. Again, we're going to cover Power Book 3, Raising Kanan. I love saying it. I love saying it over and over and over because, again, it's one of my favorites. We're going back to the 90s. I'm a hustler, baby. You know what I mean? So we're going to cover that today. And, yeah, are you guys ready? Are you guys ready to do this? Definitely type below. Are you ready? Because we're about to go in. Let us know. Can you hear me? Do I sound good? I know Amy always sound good, look good. Amy looking good, sound good. But do I sound good? Am I good? Am I good?
Good.
Okay. Cool. All right, so we're going to go into this, fam. I'm ready to do this. You know how we do. First off the top, right? Because Amy, you did see it, right?
I did. I watched it.
And she is new. Again, I'm reminding people she is new to the Power Book 3, Raising Kanan universe. Okay, so, you know, we're going to be helping her out a little bit. That's our sister, right? We're going to help our sister out, get to know the characters and stuff like that. All right, good stuff. So how we do, fam? What are we doing? We are going to first rate the show. So let us rate the show. Type your ratings in below. And yes, we're going to shoot to Amy V. What is your rating of this brand new show to you? But not brand new to us, but it's brand new to you. You know, what is your honest rating from a scale of 1 to 10?
So I was able to follow, given that, you know, this is my first time watching it. I followed it pretty good. Okay. It had a good sequence of events. So I will give it this episode an 8.
Okay.
Good way to introduce me to, you know, this show.
Okay, good. An 8, solid 8. Okay, good stuff. All right. My rating for this show is a I would say an 8 too. I would actually line up with you with an 8 as well, because there were some things that I was like, yeah, this is dope, this is great, but there were some things like, oh man. So if you're watching this, before we get into this, fam, if you're watching this, we are making the assumption and the presumption, whatever the word is, that you have seen the show already, because we are going to go through each and every detail. This is a spoiler-filled live. So if you haven't seen it yet, go to the Stars app, do what you need to do, watch the show, come back to us, and then, you know, you can discuss with us as far as, you know, your opinions and your thoughts on this show. All right. So a solid 8. I rated that. And as you know, we're gonna go through some bullet points, and we got some, some content today. We actually got some footage today. We actually, actually put a little bit of more work into it today, just for you guys. I went all out just for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, all right, okay, because I love y'all, right? All right. So first thing we want to talk about is Rock and Howard. Now, a little bit of history for those that don't know, and also for Amy. Detective Howard was shot by Kanan in the first season. Okay. And Rock, all right, who you know is the queen pin, Raquel, all right, that's why we call her Rock. She sent Kanan to go and shoot Howard, but this was all part of a setup to get Unique locked up. So if you saw Unique and you saw him come out and all of that, he went to jail because Rock set up Unique to take the fall for Howard being shot. And then they got Kanan out of town 3 months ago. Okay, so now we're back. It's 3 months, and Rock brought Kanan back. And now we're dealing with the first time ever of Howard actually confronting Rock about what happened, about Kanan and everything else. Okay, so that's just a little backstory. So we're going to talk about this interaction between Raquel and Detective Howard. So what did you think about this conversation? I know this is the first time you actually being introduced to these characters, Amy, but what did you think about this conversation? What did you pick up from the conversation between Rock and
I remember, I didn't watch the whole season, but I remember season 1. I think I may have watched it with you. So I actually do remember when Kanan shot him.
Okay.
So I was kind of familiar with that. But that conversation between them to me was kind of wild. Mm-hmm. Like, him, saying that this is his son, and he did a whole DNA test, from his blood, had the lab run DNA. Yeah. And like what took me out was when she was basically like, I was wilding back then. I don't know who his daddy is. He pulled out the papers like, you can deny me whatever you want, but you can't deny science. So I was like, it's like, that's got to be crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious now as to how she's going to move. I know, what, skipping ahead, I always skip ahead. What she told Kanan in the end about, he might confront you. I'm just curious as to how she's going to really prevent him from telling, because he's hell bent. Like, I'm going to let him know I've been waiting on you to do it. You never did it. I'm going to let him know he's my son.
Right. Well, that's the thing. Like, he was trying to give it the opportunity to just tell the truth. At the same time, he was in the first season setting her up where he wanted Unique to really be on top as far as like being the lord of all the products, right? Mm-hmm. So he was doing some real devious things back then, even though he was trying to be upfront to talk to Kanan. But really his intention to talk to Kanan back then was to get Kanan to give him, to get that bone marrow transplant, because that's really what he needed from Kanan, because that's his son. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's his flesh and blood. Right. So it was a good thing that he actually did get shot by Kanan, even though he was like, Kanan can't shoot for shit. Right? He can't shoot for shit. And, he's not really built for this game. Like, I saw that in his eyes, you know what I'm saying? Like, he shouldn't be in the game. And at the same time, that's my son. So he needed a bone marrow transplant. Thank God he did get shot, because then they found somebody from the precinct, from another precinct, that could give him that bone marrow transplant. And then his cancer, went away. Mm-hmm. So everything happened for a reason. And another thing that he said that I wanted to point out is that he said, yeah, man, I was sitting on that bed, and, life does flash before your eyes. So I want to do right. I want to do right now. I want to do the right thing now. So he's trying to do right. But one thing is for sure is that, Rock doesn't want no parts of him being connected to Kanan at all.
Right.
And it's a big reason why. Because all of Kanan's life, Rock told him that DEF CON, who was, the product king at the time, that was connected to Rock, mm-hmm. DEF CON went to jail. So she's been telling Kanan that Defcon is his father, but Defcon is not his father.
Right.
And we saw in the first season, if you didn't see the first season, I'm explaining. What we see is the interaction between Howard and Rock, and Rock is telling Howard, Detective Howard, that Defcon is really, you know, not into women. He's into men, but nobody knows that. They think that he's like this tough dude. You know what I'm saying? So all this time, Rock is telling Kanan, that's your father, but it's a big lie. It's a big lie. So when she said, oh, I don't know who's the father, she knows that Detective. Saying you trying to play him. You know what I mean? Like, why you trying to play him when he already, and then pulling out the drug test, that was genius for him to do. And we knew he was going to do that. So,
but then when he, like, his final act, you know, of like protecting his son was to give up the snitch.
Right. Good point. This is what we got to do as parents: protect our kids. Your boy, the one-eyed bandit, is down there singing like a bird. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, you was nicer than me because I was gonna call him Patches.
Oh my God! Right, Patch Master Scratch. You know what I'm saying? He's up at the precinct, and he said straight up, he's like, "Yo, he's working with us." Like, it wasn't no like, yeah, he was just being interrogated. No, he's working with us. So that lets us know for sure that, yeah, for him to say that, look, again, Howard's not going to lie. Why would he lie? You know what I'm saying? At this point, if he's trying to do the right thing, why would he lie? He's trying to protect Kanan and the fam, really Kanan, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm glad that he did that because I think it was a level of trying to get her to ease back a bit as far as her aggression towards him, so he will, you know, allow this communication between him and Kanan to happen.
Right.
So let's shoot over to Kanan now. Kanan and Jukebox are watching Coolie High, right? Coolie High, when Coach Cheese got shot and died, right? So your boy, you know, he got shot, and your boy is real shook over this, right? He's real emotional over this, right?
For the umpteenth time, because it wasn't his first time seeing it.
Right. And again, when Coach Cheese got shot, it just reminds me that he's still traumatized by shooting Howard. He's still traumatized over that. And then even Howard said he's not built for this. Yeah. So, you know, if you shot somebody and you missed, right? That's what he said. 50 said, have you shot somebody? Have you missed? You know what I'm saying? Well, I did, and he did. So he's traumatized by it. Right. But Juke is making fun of him. Juke is like, oh, you a little sensitive ass, you know what I'm saying? She's like, yo, keep that. Don't let that go. Right. What's your thoughts on that?
Which, I mean, I was gonna say, which further, you know, aligns with what Howard said, that he's not built for this, because one, you got a heart. Right. You know, he has a heart, so you can't be soft in this game. Right. And you can't be emotional, and you can't, you know, have empathy and sympathy, which he has. So
yeah. Well, we see that he definitely lost that, right? He over the years, because he became the Kanan that he is in power, right? But yeah, I mean, I can understand what, you know, Jukebox to me got this certain wisdom about her. It's weird the way that they write her. It's like she's still trying to find herself, but then at the same time, she's always giving advice or always kind of saying the right things to Kanan. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I think it's like, I don't know if it's a cousin or like a motherly type of vibe, or like, you know what, like she just has this, I guess, women's intuition thing at a young age. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you know, because he's always advising him. But of course, cousins, he's like, you know, shut up. They fighting and doing all of this and that, right? Okay. So now let's talk about your boy Famous, right? So Kanan goes to see his boy Famous. Jessica answers the door, right? And she's like, you better get your boy that's laid out in the bed with this random chick, and mama's coming home. She's coming home from work soon, right? So he going in there, he squeezes his nipples and wakes him up. He's like, what the heck, man? And she's like, yo, what is wrong with you? You smoking, you drinking, you irresponsible, you got some random in the house. And I do see, shout out to the Mets fans, I do see the Mets flag in the back, okay? Yankees. Anyway, so you know, she's like, yo, what are you doing? Like, you so irresponsible. You just bugging out. You know, he's a teenager, right? He's a teenager, but he met this girl. And he's like, yo, she's like from NYU. So she goes to college. So it's a college chick.
Right.
Like, old enough. I thought they was in high school. But I guess he messing with a college girl. I don't know. That's the random right there. Some white chick, right?
It was the fact that she slept through this whole interaction. Even the, you know, mama come in and mama, you know, snapping, put them out, throwing clothes, and this chick just don't budge.
Listen, she must have been really toe up. She was really toe up from the floor up. Like, you know, it was like, yo, shorty just, I don't know. They was doing some serious stuff, but I don't know what that is. But, you know, back then they was doing, you know, some extra stuff. It wasn't just, you know, the marijuana. They was doing like, you know, mushrooms and all types of crazy stuff back then. So, you know, for her to sleep like that, hey, she's probably hung over too. Right?
She slept clean through it.
Clean through it, right? Clean through it. So she's sleeping through it. Mom Dukes comes home, man, and you cannot disrespect mama's house. Like, come on. Like, you got some random up in there. I mean, I could see if you and your mom had an agreement, like, listen, you know, like some people, I'm not going to say myself, but some people, you know, had an arrangement with their parents. Like, listen, I don't want you to be out in the streets doing it. If you're going to do it, you might as well be in here doing it and just make sure you stay protected and safe and just make sure she gets up out of here when it's time to go. You know what I'm saying? So, but nah, she disrespected. Mamacita, she like, let me tell you something, man. Do not bring no random girls up in here, these holes and strolls. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, Ma, come on. Kicked him out. Kicked his ass out. I know you had some friends like that.
I think we all have had friends like that. I mean, I wasn't to this degree, but I definitely had my rebellious moments with my mom. But it's like with this, you could tell this wasn't the first go round. This wasn't the second, third, or fourth go round. You know what I mean? Like at this point, she's just over it.
Yeah, for her to just kick him out like that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that you're right. I agree with you. Like, definitely right. Definitely right. Man, 20%, Amy. So yeah, let's get through this. So Marv is now at his anger management meeting. He don't want to be there. Shorty's talking, you know, beautiful therapist or whatever. He eating Cheetos.
Frito crunching loud. Bag crumbling. He crunching loud.
He don't care. He don't care about this meeting. And then white man over there, like, yeah, I get angry when people ignore me. It's like, okay, sorry guys. You know what I'm saying? And then he's like, Mr. Anger Management. Look at the face, man. He ready to rumble. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, she's talking to him, trying to ease him down. And your boy Mom was like, I really gotta be here, dude. Like, seriously, I really gotta do this. And then they looking at him, and he's like, oh, I'm good. I don't got nothing to talk about. I'm good. He's like, if you were good, you wouldn't be sitting here with us, guy. Okay? He's like, yo, whatever, dude. I'm ignoring you. He's like, I will beat you.
He had to push buttons like that.
Yeah. She's like, whoa. Let's slow down here. Let's slow down, okay? All right. He's like, I wish you would. You don't know, Marv. Marv does his thing, okay? Marv does his thing, right? And she like, this is the last time you better participate or whatever. I think these two are going to have something going on. What do you think?
I kind of felt like that too. Like, you know, there's an unspoken chemistry or something there.
Yeah, I think they're gonna get it on some way, somehow.
Because correct me if I'm wrong, didn't he ultimately go? Was it her address that he was looking for towards the end?
You talking about Jukebox? You talking about his daughter?
Okay.
Yeah. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. All right. Let's do Steam. We're gonna see what happens with this. Marv gonna do something to it. All right. So Juke. This is Juke Laverne, aka Jukebox. That is Kanan's cousin, and that's Marvin's daughter. Okay. Mm-hmm. So, you know, Rock comes through and she's like, hey, have you seen Kanan? I don't know where he is. She's like, oh, I don't know where he is, but I'll let you know. So she started asking about her mom. This is where she started asking about her mom. Like, do you remember my mom? Do you know anything about my mom? Because she knows nothing about her mother. Her mother literally just probably dropped her off with Marvin and said, "You take care of her. I can't cut it." And that's exactly what Rock is saying. Like, yeah, it's tough being a mom, you know, and some people can do it and some people can. It looks like your mother just felt like she couldn't cut it because it's tough being a mom, you know. And she was like, "Hell, I know about it." She's like, "I can respect it." And Juga's like, "I can't respect that. You know, could you respect it? I couldn't respect that. You know what I'm saying? Mom just dropped you off. Like, no." So, you know, you kind of can.
I can.
As a mother. Go ahead, talk to me.
As a mother, I can. And the reason being, like, if you know you aren't equipped, now, you know, if you know you aren't equipped, or if you on drugs or whatever situation is, you financially unstable, and you make the decision that I can't do this, and you drop the baby off with somebody who can, you leave the kid with somebody capable, you know, I can appreciate that, as opposed to somebody who just, because I've known people that have done it, just up and leave kids abandoned in a house, in an empty house, you know, just, you know, go. So I can appreciate, you know, doing it the right way and leaving the kid in the care of someone.
Yeah, I mean, it's up for debate, right? Because some people can, some people can't. You know what I'm saying? Some people like, listen, I don't know where I'd be without my mom. I feel the same way. Like, I don't know where I'd be, but then I know people who didn't have a mother or a father. You know what I'm saying? So, and they turned out pretty okay. But still, like, to knowingly drop off your child like that, I don't know.
I think I know I couldn't have done it. Like, even now, my kids are full grown, bill paying adults. And you know, I still have that worry, and so I know I couldn't do it. But I understand people that just like this. I thought I could do it, and I can't.
Yeah, I get it. I understand. I may not agree, but I understand. Okay. So she tells her that, you know what, I think she made a mistake. I think your mother made a mistake because you're wonderful, you're incredible, and I love you, and the whole nine. So she's a great aunt, you know what I'm saying? Great aunt, mother figure, and the whole nine, right? And Juke sees that, you know what I'm saying? She got love. She got mad love from Kanan, from Rock, you know, from Lou, you know what I mean? So she got enough love that the family's there, you know what I'm saying? You got that father figure, well, not in her father, but maybe in Lou a little bit, but she definitely has the mother figure in Rock. So now let's talk about Nicole. Now, this is Nicole's mother. Nicole is the mother. This is Nicole's mother, and Nicole was Jukebox's girlfriend. Okay, they used to sing together and the whole nine. In season 1, Kanan and Scrappy, they put some stuff together, product together, and it became bad, where it was killing people, right? And then when Jukebox found out, she told Kanan and took a valve away from him, put it in her book bag, went and hung out with Nicole. And then when Jukebox went to get them like some hot dogs or something like that, she was putting like a card into Jukebox's bag and found that valve. So Nicole took the valve, right? And then when she went home, she tried to smoke it and it killed her. So her mother is trying to blame Jukebox for the murder of Nicole, which Jukebox had nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't her fault that her daughter went in there and took the valve and smoked crack, and she didn't know her daughter was smoking crack.
Right.
So she's blaming, you know, Laverne, aka Jukebox, for it, and Detective Burke is protecting Jukebox, and she knows that Jukebox didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? So she's trying to get him fired, trying to get her fired, the whole nine, and the chief of police is like, listen, you know, we don't have any evidence that she did it, and she just keep pushing. So I'm like, yeah, I'm connected to the mayor. You know, they be trying to pull out that card, you know. Hey, man, I have a relationship with the mayor, so, you know, I'm going to get you all fired. Like, nothing's going to happen. Nothing. Sorry. I can understand her pain, you know what I'm saying? She lost her daughter, but she knows nothing about her daughter. Her and her daughter never really got along. You know, there's some parents that don't know anything about their kids. Doing drugs, you know what I'm saying? Doing products. Sorry. Doing products, okay? Okay. So it is what it is. Chief of police is like, Burke, you messing this up, get out of here. Okay. So now let's talk about Rock and Uncle Louie, and Marv. Now, here's the thing, right? Detective Howard told Rock about Scrappy. Rock don't believe him because she think that he's just gonna say whatever just to try to get on the good side, get next to Kanan, whatever, right? She's trying to find out whether or not he is a snitch or CI or informant.
Right.
So right now, this is like them talking about what happened and how they're gonna find out. So she sends Marv to go talk to Scrap, okay? Because she's not sure. She doesn't want to take him out because he's a loyal dude. Like Scrap been loyal since day one, and that's why a lot of us is like, ah, man, Scrappy. But if he's an informant, he got to go, right? I mean, you know, what's your take on that?
No, I mean, that's the code of the streets. That's the game. It is what it is. Like, you can't let him walk.
Yeah. And plus, you know, plus with that new operation going on, it's like you can't mess that up. You're gonna find out they're making $75,000 a day, $80,000 a day, right? Mm-hmm. So do the math. You know, that's like 2.1, 2, or 3 million a month. Okay, now multiply that by 12. Okay, you do the math. Y'all do the math and put it in the comment box, right? They're making money hand over fist. So right now, they don't need no loose ends. And they told Scrappy not to go to the card game with his moms because they're going to get caught up. You know what I'm saying? So they're trying to figure out what they're going to do. But this part is the crazy part. This is Worrell. And Worrell was the right-hand man to Unique. So being that Unique was locked up and then he came out, now they like, yo, we need to put Worrell down with us because they on the street and they causing a whole lot of mess and the cops around, right? So we need to put him down with us. So by the time Unique gets out, he has no organization, right? What's going on, Savannah? I see you. How you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Definitely hit us with a like. All right. And share. We discussing Power Book 3. You already know. Thanks for coming through. So Worrell is talking to Rock. He's like, yo, why do I need to be down with y'all? Why do I need to be down with y'all? You know, we on the streets, we making it happen. And she's like, listen, boy, like that's the streets is not where it's at. There we go. The streets is not where it's at. You know what I mean? Like you need to roll with us. We in the projects. We got this whole operation, and you're gonna run an operation with Lou. Now, if you haven't seen the first season, like Worrell tried to take out Lou while Lou was in the house and tried to burn the house down with Lou in the house. And that was Worrell that did that because he was down with Unique. So now, you know, Lou doesn't really want to be down with this operation, period. He just wants to do music. Okay? So, yeah, so they're going to get down. He's going to get down with Rock and the whole nine. Okay? He's hesitant to do it, but it is what it is. Now, these jokers right here, they want to sell Famous's tapes because now he's kicked out. He needs money to stay in a hotel or get whatever, get the rent up. He said, you need to get the rent up. It's like, how much was rent back then in 91? Right?
Oh, man. Well, you can't ask me because I was a kid in the projects.
Right.
Well, I can't tell you. I was 8.
Dang, he was young buck. Right? So back then, 91, to get like a small little apartment in Queens, that it couldn't have been that much. You know what I'm saying? For them to be able to sell mixtapes, maybe it might be 500, might be 300. It depends. It may be a basement room apartment. They charging 200-300. You know what I'm saying? Back then, inflation wasn't as high as it is today. That's another discussion for another time.
Right.
I'm mad because they, you know, the donuts now is like $2. Okay. Yeah, I want to talk about it for a second. 91, how much, type in the chat box, if you was around in 91 when you was a kid or was a teenager like me, you know, how much would chocolate Hostess donuts, a quarter water, well, it's a quarter. You know what I'm saying? Like back then, you could get a whole bunch of stuff for
$4.
Right?
$4. We had whole candy parties.
Yeah.
$4.
You know what I'm saying? For $1. I mean, for $5 back in the day, especially in the 80s or late 80s, like you can get bread, you can get milk, you can get oatmeal, right? You can get cookies. You can get some, man, you can get a whole bunch of stuff, but now forget about it. Okay, back to the show. Back to the show. I had to rant for a second because
you can't even get a Happy Meal with $5.
Listen, I paid $24 for 2 Hostess, the Hostess chocolate donuts and some water and these energy drinks, and it was $24. I was like, what is going on? Anyway,
you see how tiny a 35-cent or 50-cent now, right? Bag of chips.
Right.
In the world?
Tiny chips is like $3 now. I remember when it was a quarter.
Right? When the bag was like that big.
Yeah, but see, back then though, they was jipping us back then too. Because back then they had more air in the bag at the top and a little bit, you know what I'm saying? They made it look like it was a big bag, so they put air in it. So on the top there was more air, and then the bottom was the chips. You know what I'm saying? So they was jipping us back then too. But anyway, let's go back to 1991, right? Back to 91. Okay, son. Back to 91. Let's do it. So they're gonna sell the mixtapes. They go to the studio, and he tells Lulu like, yo, he just got kicked out of his house. We trying to sell the tapes. Lulu's like, yo, take all the tapes, man. Take them all. I wrote them off. Don't worry about it. But he's like, yo, I understand. Lou got a heart. Lou does have a heart. Yeah. He can be a killer, but he got a heart because he's like, yo, man, just write some stuff. Get with me. We'll get you back in the studio. You know what I'm saying? If you're serious, but you just got to be serious and stop smoking, right? So now let's talk about this. The mousetrap. The mousetrap. These little boogers are eating up the money in the bodega, right? So Rock is hiding money in the bodega, and these little rats are eating up the money. Like, what the heck? And you know what? That was a problem back in the day. That was a problem. Yes, the rats, of course, in New York City, it was a problem, right? These big old rats. Look at this rat right here, big old rat. Okay, and she's like, yo, like, we can't keep the money here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm barely making. This is Juliana. Okay, I'm barely making it. I'm trying to get a house, right? I'm trying to get all of this, and meanwhile, you hide money in my store. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can easily get a house. You can easily do something with this money, but you hide the money in here. Meanwhile, I'm struggling to get a house. Right. So she's like, listen, get an exterminator. And I think this sparked Rock's idea to then go to the real estate person to try to get a house. You know what I mean? Try to get another house and get away from the hood, get out of the hood. But this part is very important right here. Okay. And I know I'm talking a lot, Amy. You can chime in anytime you like.
I'm taking it all in.
You're taking it all in. You're getting the Power Book 3 lesson. Okay.
Yep.
Power Book 3. Crash course lesson. Right, but you did see the show, so you're good. All right. So Rock is walking out of the bodega, and what happens is free cheese from the egg. Yes. We'll talk about that, Savannah, too. Rock is walking out, and she sees this girl. And at first, I didn't recognize who this was. And I know you have no idea who this is because you didn't see the first season, right? You don't know who this is, right? So I was like, who is this? Who is this? Who is this? And I was like, wait a minute. I remember the preview before they sold the show. This is Unique's girlfriend, the mother of his son. Okay, so she's in the bodega buying something, and she saw Rock, and Rock is looking at her, and she knows who she is. She's like, yeah, what you need, son? What you need? Why you looking at me like that? You know what I mean? Like, and she is afraid of Rock because, again, Rock is Unique, her boyfriend's competition, but not anymore because Rock runs the whole show. Right. Okay. And Rock set Unique up to go to jail. Okay. Any questions? No. any questions,
Professor J?
Yes. No questions. All right. Any questions in the audience? Definitely chime in below, fam. Appreciate you watching. Again, we recapping Power Book 3. If you just found me, if you're brand new, hit that subscribe button. Do me a favor, hit that like button. Definitely in the description. We also have Amy's channel as well. Please go ahead and hit that as well and subscribe as well. So let's continue on. Here we go. So now we got Scrappy, right? I was mad at this because Scrappy, all he had to do was tell the truth. That's all he had to do. Tell the truth, bro. Like, seriously, you ain't have to lie. So Marv goes to him. He says, listen, I'm going to go to Scrap, check his temperature, see where he's at. And then Scrap goes in on Marv because Scrap found out that Warrell, Unique's boy, right, is going to take over another project with Lulu. So he feels like he was skipped over. He feels like he was passed over because Scrap, he'd been a soldier and whatever was needed with his one eye, you know, Apache, right? With one eye, he should have got his props. He should have got the next up. He should have been the next man up. You know what I'm saying? Right. So yeah, like he was upset about it and he was expressing that to Marv. And Marv was just listening to him. Just like, okay, I feel you, bro. We got you.
Which he was fine, you know, like expressing his frustration, like,
right,
yeah, like that was cool. Yeah, you've been down, whatever. Okay, yeah, I lost my eye, you know, for the fam, whatever.
Yep.
But then you just started being extra and throwing out information that nobody asked you for, and that ultimately you told on yourself.
Well, he did. Marv did ask me, say, "Yo, man, so I try to reach out to you. What happened? Where was you at last night?" Now, of course, we know from the last episode that he got arrested with the rest of the people at the card game. But he was also in the precinct. That's why Howard told Rock. But he wasn't trying to tell Marv. And my thinking is he's not trying to tell Marv because Rock already told him he shouldn't have been gambling and doing all this and that with the cards. And then he got caught up. And that's bringing more attention. So he didn't want to snitch on himself, but then he lied. He was just
stupid. Stupid.
Just dumb, right? Just dumb, right? And I don't like to use that word, but just why did you have to lie, bro? Well, I was hanging up pictures with my cousin Ebony. You didn't even have to say your cousin's name. You could have said just your cousin. You think that Marv and all of them are not going to find out the truth? Like you straight lying, but that makes me believe that he truly was an informant. You know what I'm saying? Or he just didn't want to get caught out there because Rock told him not to go, and then he did get caught up the same way. You know what I'm saying? So yep. So Marv was like, "Oh, word, okay, all right, okay, I see you." And this is his face right here lying. He just lying through his teeth, like, bro, you didn't even have to do all that, bro. You didn't have to do all that, right? Yeah. All right. So here goes Rock. She's going to the real estate lady. The real estate lady's like, "Well, you know," she's like, "I want to go on this side of town." She's like, "Well, you know, it's kind of ritzy part of town." What was a house back then? Back then, family, chime in below.
In 91?
91.
Get a good house. Nice house for like 50 grand.
Right. All right. So back then, it wasn't 200, 300, 400, $1 million is the way it is now in New York, right? $50,000. And the lady was like, "Well, you know, if you want to stay on this part of town, it's going to cost you a lot of money." She's like, "But you don't think I got the money?" She's like, No, right? No, you know, please don't beat me up, black woman. No. Right? So, you know, she's like, "Yeah, of course you got to pass the credit, got to get, you know, your pay stubs and all this and that." Of course, she'll get all of that forged, whatever, right? So, I just thought it was very interesting that that's how it was back then, and that's how it is now, man.
But it's crazy though, because it's normally when they make moves like that, like you want to get a house, but you want to try to get a house in the ritzy part of town.
Yeah,
like that's usually the beginning of the end.
The telltale, like, right?
Yep, you starting to get flashy. You know, like you could have got a house and still, you know, been on the outskirts of the hood or whatever you want to call it, but you going for like top of the line.
Yeah. I mean, she's going for top of the line. At the same time, she's trying to get away from the hood. At the same time, Rock has her own plans, right? So it may not even be for her. It may be for Kanan. It may be for, you know, someone else. It may be like, okay, let me set this up. Right. So when it's time to really get out of the game, then we could just skate off and nobody would really know. And plus she's paying cash, so you can't really trace cash, right? You can't trace cash at all. Right. So there's no paper trail to that. You know what I'm saying? Even though, but this is her like, no. She's like,
well,
of course you got money.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's like, just take care of it, all right? So now Jukebox is looking at a picture of her mom and her when she was a kid, and she pulls out Detective Burke's card. Now this is where I see the mistakes start to happen with Juke, and this is where I know that Juke and Burke are going to, I don't know about having a relationship, but I know Burke is going to convince her to then become a police officer. If you watch Power, you know that Jukebox became a police officer, okay? So she's going to go to Detective Burke to find out or get information on where her mother is. That's how she got the address, right?
Right.
Okay. Marv goes and investigates, goes to the cousin's house. She's like, I ain't hang up nothing since 1986 with Thriller. Marv like, yeah, you know, I'm a fix it man. I come to fix stuff for you. Da, 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 da.
But that, see, okay, so this scene kind of agitated me a little bit. Okay. And the reason being is because the cousin, you peep that something is off. Yep. Why are you still talking to this dude?
She ain't know no
from the jump. Okay, you a handyman. Where your tools? Nah, bro, get off my porch. Go somewhere. Like you shouldn't have said nothing.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I'm the neighborhood fix it man. You know, I'm just in the neighborhood to let you know if you need anything hung up, I can hang things up. She was just all in. She was like, where your tools at? He's like, I don't be wearing that shit.
Right, like I don't got plan. Like, come on, like everything is telling you something is off about this dude. First of all, he clean. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't been to work. You ain't did nothing.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
Oh, bro.
Exactly.
You got this, and then look, this picture right here further agitates me. What handyman showing up, you know, and bling like that? Come on.
She said that too. She's like, you know, what handyman drive a Lexus? You know what I'm saying?
Actually spilled their guts.
Right. Exactly. So the further along, 10% left. Further along, we in the studio now with Crown and Lou, and they're listening to Ziza. That's her name, Ziza, right? The artist, the singer, whatever. Listening to the single. Lou was all into it. Crown doesn't want to mess with it, right? He's like, well, I don't know. And Lou has to remind him, he's like, listen, I'm the one financing this thing, so I got the majority rules as far as what's going to go down and what's not. And then we see this guy right here. This is my man from Queen Sugar, man. They call him Hollywood and Queen Sugar, but they call him Caviar. What's his name? Caviar? Caveat? Something like that. He got a fancy name, okay? And he coming there, you all like, hey, you know, like, I'm here. Let's make a deal. Let's will and deal, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And there's Ziza in the background, but Lou knows who he is. Right. And what 50 said was, you know, this guy, he's clean, his money's clean, he's so clean you can eat off of his money. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like he don't got nobody can touch him because he's clean. So he got clean money. So, you know, Ziza's looking on and they trying to make a big deal for Ziza, a single deal, right? Mm-hmm. But while he's trying to introduce himself to Crown Macho, whatever. He's like, oh, Macho Camacho, that's your relative? Whatever the case is, but Crown ain't feeling him. Crown feel like he, you know, real sus, like he the op or something, like he coming in there to do something. But Crown has no control. Crown, you know, he don't got no control at all. You know what I'm saying? So they make a deal for a single deal, and he's like, well, Crown's like, nah, what's to stop you from signing to somebody else? Said, well, if she does a certain number, a certain threshold, then yeah, we'll get her to sign the deal. Crown ain't really feeling that. Lou is with it. And Ziza, of course, she's with it too. Okay. So now they're on the block. They're trying to sell these tapes. He's like, yeah, 2 for 1, 2 for 3, 2. He's trying to get rid of the
get rid of them.
Yeah, they really hustling on the block. But of course, the cops stop and frisk. Here they come. Right? Here they come. Stopping and frisk. And I think this was like him really not feeling the cops, man. I mean, you looking at Kanan, he looking at the cops like, man, I hate y'all. You know, I really don't like y'all. You know what I mean? We just out here selling tapes, y'all harassing us and all of that. Okay. So Bert gives Laverne the address. She's like, this is the address. She gets out the car. She's like, yo, you owe me. So I think Jukebox is going to have to do something for Bert to help out Bert with this investigation. She's still investigating who shot Detective Howard. She should stay off of it. I don't know. She may die because she getting too nosy and stuff. You know what I mean? Like Howard's like, yo, just drop it because Howard knows. You know, he knows. Yeah. Thank you for your input. Okay. So Detective Howard's talking to his boys. His boys like, yeah, we on the case. We're going to find out what it is. And he's like, yo, I don't remember anything. I don't remember nothing. I remember nothing. He's like, because he doesn't want them to find out that Kanan actually shot him in the whole nine. He wants to use this as leverage, right? He wants to use this as leverage. You know, and Rock, she's worried. She's real worried because she don't want Howard to tell Kanan that, yo, I am your father, like Darth Vader. I'm your father, right? And Kanan's like, yo, what? Like, what's wrong? He's like, well, remember that detective? He's going crazy, saying crazy stuff. He's like, I thought you said he didn't remember. I thought you said this. You know what I'm saying? So she's like, nah, don't worry about it. It's going to be okay. But look at him. He looking at her like, man, I can't even trust my mom. For real.
You lying. Like, he knows something up.
Yeah, because you had me shoot the cop. You sent me away. You brought me back. I didn't want to come back. You told me everything died down, and now the cop is out. He's alive, and he remembers. So he's like, man, this is real suspect. Yeah. They trying to kick Unique out of the mom's house, and Unique is like, yo, you wasn't complaining when I was buying you cars and sending your church folk ass down to AC. That's Atlantic City. He wasn't complaining then, and she's like, I saw Rock in the bodega, and I was scared. And he's like, don't worry about it. Like, he is down and out. They took everything away from Unique. Like, everything. His crew, his respect, everything, right? So they trying to find out what Maul found out about Scrappy. And he's like, yo, he said he was at this place, his cousin's house. I went over to cousin's house, and he wasn't there. He didn't go. She didn't know about anything, hanging up anything on any wall. And Lou was like, listen, okay, I know what's going to happen, but Marv is not sure, and I'm not going to be the one to pull the trigger. I'm not doing it because Scrap, again, loyal soldier. He's like, I can't do it. I just can't do it. So he's like, listen, Scrap. Rock is like, Scrap could take us all out. You know what I'm saying? He could put us under the jail, the whole nine, because he knows so much. He's part of the operation. Somebody got to take him out. Lou was like, I ain't doing it. Okay? Your boy, Unique, goes to see Dean. And Dean is the supplier, right? But they're going to the bingo spot. They ain't trying to have him up in there. Dean is like, yo, man, like you too hot right now. You too hot. I can't, nobody wants to do business with you right now. You know what I'm saying? Rock got the corners locked down, got everything locked down. It ain't going down. All right? So give me your thoughts on that. Give me your thoughts on that really quick as I make an adjustment.
No, I mean, if you trying to, if what she doing, she gonna lock it all in and lock it all down.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got to squeeze out your competition.
Right.
So it is what it is.
Right. Hold on one second. Okay, can you hear me?
I can still hear you.
All right, cool. So, yeah, like, they don't want to have nothing to do with Unique. And do I feel sorry for Unique? No. Because Unique was trying to take over everything. Unique was trying to take out Rock. Unique was trying to be the king of the hill.
Listen, This ain't checkers, it's chess.
Right, absolutely. So, like honestly, I can understand. Like they still looking.
You giving us a tour?
Whoa, still looking to find out who shot Detective Howard. So they still on the case,
right?
And hey, he's too hot right now. Unique is too hot. So Dean don't want to do no business with him. He's like, we remember who you are. We just don't want to remember who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just too hot. So he throw over the bingo table and the whole nine. And meanwhile, Dean is like, you know what, Grandma, don't worry about it. We gonna handle this. So now this girl right here, like, what do you think about Jessica? Just tell me your thoughts on Jessica, because I don't want to give my thoughts until I hear how you feel about Jessica, because I know you haven't seen the first season.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's kind of hard to formulate a solid opinion, but I think her having the opportunity to move to LA, I like the way she handled it, because she was like, it would have been kind of a dick move if I just up and left. Yeah, and didn't say anything. So I guess I can appreciate I appreciate you chasing your dreams, not wanting to be stuck where you are. I can appreciate, her saying this is what I'm gonna do, and giving him the heads up that I'm about to bounce. So that's kind of just all the perception that I have right now. Because I mean, I probably would if I had the opportunity to go. Right. I mean, I would have told you.
Yeah, and I know you new to Power Book, so. Yes, from the surface, yes, I'm responsible. I'm telling him that I'm leaving. Here's what we know. This is what we know about Jessica. Jessica has always been about pushing for famous to get on, right? She has her agenda. she basically was, she was Lou's girlfriend, but she was Lou's girlfriend with an agenda. So she was sleeping with him because maybe she did like him and the whole nine, but she was always pushing to be in the limelight, always pushing to be, to be pushing famous.
Right.
So that's why last episode, things are not working out because Famous can't get beats in the whole nine, and plus Famous is smoking or whatever.
Right.
And he's like, and Famous is like, yo, and in the last episode, he's like, well, I thought if you would sleep with him, I would have a better chance of getting beats and doing this and that, the third, and disrespecting her. So now, last episode, she actually slept with Crown. That's light skin.
Right.
You didn't see that. So she's been sleeping with him. So she's been being a manager and pounding on Lou to get more beats for Famous. But meanwhile, she's smashing Homeboy, who's he's the co-owner of the label.
Wow.
And then Homeboy Crown got her a job offer to be a manager in California at a label. So that's why she's leaving, because at this point she kind of cut off Famous because he's doing whatever he wants to do. And now Lou is trying to work with Ziza, who's the singer. Okay. Mm-hmm. And she has no place. She feels like she has no place there. So she's gonna go to California and make it do what it do and sleep her way to the top over there. Ain't working in New York, so sleep your way to the top in California and see how you do over there, right? Wow. Unfortunately, that's what it is. Okay, so that's.
I'm gonna end up feeling about her like I feel about Haley.
probably, but I got a feeling we're not gonna see her for the rest of the season. Maybe at the end, she had to go because now we got Ziza, who I believe Ziza is going to be the new love interest of Lou. Right? Okay. I hope not, because Lou is mixing business with pleasure, but we know executives, right? I mean, come on, like, shout out to Irv Gotti and Ashanti. You know what I'm saying?
You bogus.
I'm just saying, it's a Queens thing, right? I mean, Lulu.
You're so bogus for that.
Female singer, executive, you know what I'm saying? Salute to y'all, you know what I mean? Salute. Much love, y'all, much love. Okay, so let's get back to it. Let's get back to it.
With you.
Let's get back to it, right? So she tells him what's going on. And I'm leaving. He's like, yo, you just going to drop Famous like that? She's like, I got to do what's best for me, right? Okay, bye. I'm ready for her to go anyway, because I wasn't really feeling her like that. I wasn't really feeling, Jessica like that. You know what I mean? I wasn't really feeling her, so. Yeah. She had to go. Bye. All right, now. Bye. I see you, Savannah. You crazy. Wow. So we see Laverne, aka Jukebox, and Jukebox goes to the address that Detective Burke gave her, right? And she sees her mama. LaToya Luckett has entered the power universe. Sees her mama walking down the stairs. I mean, they in brownstones, okay? Right. That's not cheap. It's not cheap housing, okay? That's brownstones, right? And she looks at the picture of her and the mama, and that's her right there. That's your mama. Mm-mm. I wanted her to just run up to her and be like, Mommy! She could be like, hold up. Wait a minute. I mean, just imagine that. Amy, just not knowing your mom at all. You know what I'm saying? Just having pictures of your mom. You can't find her. She's not around. She gave you up. Like, just imagine being in that position. You know what I mean? So, it's going to be, we're going to see what type of interaction this is going to be. Do you think she's going to be happy to see Jukebox, or do you think that she's going to be like, who are you?
She gave her up for, I think she knows who she is. But you gave her up for a reason. But there's definitely going to be some, rightfully so, some animosity, because I'm in the hood and you in a brownstone.
Yeah.
Like, you went off, and that, I think that's where those situations get ugly, because it's like you weren't equipped to have me. Yeah. But then when you got on your feet, why you didn't come back and get me?
Right.
Once you got straight.
But that sound like a whole P Valley thing, right? Terica and Mercedes, right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That whole, But look at what Savannah said. Who would have thought LaToya is a better actress than Queen Beyonce? That is a good point, Savannah. Like,
Listen,
Latoya's doing her thing, right? Like, shout out to Beyonce. Shout out to the
listen,
Beehive.
I'm
Shout
with
out
you,
to Latoya
Savannah.
Luckett. We
I'm
love
with
all
you,
of you,
Savannah.
okay?
When you mess up a voiceover, you know done for. You can't do a voiceover.
Well, again, shout out to the Beehive. I love y'all. I don't want no beef with the Beehive. Savannah, that's gonna be your beef, not mine.
No, listen,
okay?
I got your back. We ain't scared of them.
Listen, I want to be. Latoya Luckett, I love you. I love everybody. Okay, we love everybody. Okay. All right. Let's go back to 91. Okay, back to 91. Here we go. So, again, she found her mama. What I believe is going to happen is that she is going to recognize her, or she's going to take her in. And I believe, and again, this is just my predictions. I'm just putting the theory out there. I believe that, she's going to find out that she, likes girls. And I believe that she is going to tell her about her fight that she had with her father, Marvin. Now, Amy, if you haven't seen that, you got to see that, okay? Because once Marvin handled this poorly, he handled it very, very poorly. Like he found out that, like she had a girlfriend and everything else like that. And instead of like sitting down with her, talking with her, kind of to try to understand, again, we're talking about 91. And then 91 is not like 2021 or 2023, okay? Like for a girl to like a girl, a guy like a guy back then was like taboo. Like you don't talk about that. You keep it on the low, da da da. And if you are, then back then people were being like casted out and being like, oh, I'm not messing with you no more because you like this. And real, like a lot of ignorance back then, I would say. A lot of ignorance back then, and I'm just going to state that. But yeah, Marvin did not handle it properly. And basically, like she had a video of them singing together. And she used to watch that video and cry because, her girlfriend, Nicole passed away.
Right.
And he's like, what? And he watched it and he just couldn't believe it. He couldn't handle it, and then turned around. She came in the room like, what are you doing? And he smashed the tape and started throwing stuff around. And they had a fight and he actually almost choked her to death in the first season. So you definitely got to watch that. And it was handled bad. And that's why, in the previous episode, he was trying to talk to her because he hasn't seen her in a while, right? Right? Yeah, it is still taboo, right? Savannah, you make a good point. It is still taboo in the Black community, but I think it's less taboo now, right? I think in some areas there's some folks that's actually like understanding that, I think who said it? And again, we're not taking a stance on this. We're not, promoting anything. We're just having a discussion as a family. But who said it recently? I think Tevin Campbell said it. Me and Amy, we talked about it. Like, Tevin Campbell finally came out, but we already knew that he's been gay for real for years, right? But he took a stand. He said that not everybody is straight.
Yeah,
and it's true. Since the beginning of whenever, like it's true. You know what I'm saying? So whether people accept it or not, it's on them. You know what I'm saying? Like me personally, I accept everybody as a human being. Who you love is your business. You know what I'm saying? Who you interact with is your business. You know what I'm saying? You're still a human being, and we should just respect each other as human beings, regardless of what sexual preference that we have. Period. That's just my stance on it.
But even if you take it past the whole sexual orientation piece, and you just look at the father-daughter interaction of it.
Yeah.
When it comes down to daughters, for the most part, I'm not gonna say all, for the most part, fathers will always lose it when they come to terms with their daughter's sexuality, whether it's homosexual or heterosexual. If he would have found on that video her, pleasuring a dude, he would have flipped. Fathers are very, very protective of their daughter's sexuality.
And their sons.
Regardless of that, he was gonna flip out. And they often don't handle those situations well.
Yeah. It has to be a discussion. And I see you guys. I see you, Savannah. I'm gonna put that up. Yeah, all the way back from Little Richard, even Hope, right? Hope Lee, Luther Vandross, right? Like, like these are great artists, right? And it is what it is. They make great music that we love. You know what I mean? And yeah, fathers, some fathers do handle it well, and most fathers don't, because a lot of us who are men, we may see it like this, but really it's way bigger like that. You know what I'm saying? It's a wider spectrum of what people like, what people don't like. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad we're discussing it, as we usually do on a VACAY-J show. We talk about everything. We kind of talk about what people don't want to talk about, right? Yep. Freddie Jackson too. Great singers, right? Come on, man. Freddie Jackson got some hits. Freddie Jackson got hits, okay? And I didn't care. I didn't care whether he was gay or straight or it was an alien. You great. I said this before. I said this before on our P Valley, right? Like, great music is great music. Who you love is your business, not mine. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all good. Like, if everybody just love each other and just let everybody live, then I think we'd be all right. But some people are uncomfortable with it because it doesn't go with that. And then people have their religious reasons as well. They have. Yeah.
And this is one that I deal with professionally as well.
Yeah.
I can't stand when people use the religious angle, because your actions has nothing to do with my beliefs. You know what I'm saying? When I meet God and I stand before God for my judgment, he ain't gonna ask me about who James was sleeping with, or who Jay was sleeping with, or who Cheryl was messing with.
I'm about to ask you who is James, but yeah.
Your life, just random names. Your life is not gonna come into question. I don't have to account for your life.
Right. You accountable for actions. Yeah.
My religious beliefs govern how I live my life.
Right.
How I treat you, not what you do.
Yeah. Absolutely. Great point. All right. Let's move on with that. Let's talk about Unique going back to his spot, okay, and finding that it's all trashed. Okay? He is depressed. He's like, oh my God, like, what's going on? They trashed my place. And then here comes Warrell. Walking up in there like, I don't know what happened. He know what happened because Warrell wasn't in jail for 3 months.
Right.
So he know what happened. So he's like, yo, we got to get the crew back together. The brotherhood. Da 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 da. And Warrell is like, nah, man, it's not happening, bro. He's like, oh, you down with Rock now? He's like, listen, man, it's just better opportunities right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to kind of like just leave. And Warrell's talking a whole lot of mess with him, right? You know what I'm saying? And Unique getting upset. I think Unique going to do something. I mean, listen, at this point, Unique has nothing else to lose. Like, yeah, you lose your son and your wifey, right?
Right.
But he ain't getting no product. He ain't getting no money, right? And yeah, like Warrell, yeah, definitely Warrell. Warrell, he had no other choice. Savannah's like, let me pull that up. He had no other choice. Like, seriously, he had his back against the wall. He said, Warrell, yes, Warrell is a Judas. Absolutely. I mean, he should have stayed loyal to Unique and should have been like, nah, we good. So I'm going to roll with my boy. But Rock gave him the reality. Like, yo, y'all on the block. Y'all keep getting pulled over. Y'all fighting for scraps. Y'all getting, like, the little loose ends. But most of our people coming into the project, and they getting all of it, and we getting all the money. Y'all getting nothing right now. So you need to get down with us so you can get your money and be straight, and we going to give you and Lou this other spot. You know what I'm saying?
Money talks.
Right. Oh yeah. Hopefully. So yes, that's a good point. The guy in jail that Unique helped out when the guy was about to get jumped by 3 dudes, Unique came through. He was walking by and the guy was like, yo, watch where you going, and gave him a racial slur. And Unique beat all 3 of the dudes up. So the guy that he saved may come through. That's a good point. He may come through and help out Unique once he gets out or whatever. So we'll see what happens with that guy. But yeah, that guy definitely, it was the significance of that scene, when that jail scene, when Unique was fighting to help the dude out. Okay. You still keeping up, Amy? You good?
I'm keeping up. You're doing a good job, Professor J.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. Professor. Yeah, all right. Smart Hulk. But, so that's another show for another time. All right. So now let's talk about Jessica leaving. Bye, Jessica. I'm ready for you to go. Right. Savannah says hi, Amy. All right.
Hey, Savannah.
So Jessica, it's time for you to go. Goodbye, mommy. Get out of here. Famous. He's like, Famous, you're going to continue to do your raps. He's like, of course I am, man. I started this without you. I ended without you. He started tearing up. You know, it's a moment that it's just like, okay. I was like, I could have did without this moment. Like, so what? Like, bye, Jessica. Get out of here. But she you know what I'm thinking? Here's what I'm thinking again. I'm just foreseeing stuff. Maybe she will blow up in California. Maybe she may become an executive in a music label or something like that. She may help Famous down the line if Famous continues to go forward. You know what I'm saying? Even though he's going to be going forward, he may go forward on the Bulletproof Records, right? Or he may not. He may not. Things may not work out with Bulletproof Records, and his sister blows up, comes back to get him. You never know. You never know. Okay? All right, here's the scene, the last scene of the show. And I was kind of like, how do I feel? I'm trying to understand how I feel about this, because straight up, like, Scrappy's a loyal dude. Like, how do you do loyal dudes like that, man? But but disloyal.
But you know me, and I'm gonna always challenge your thought. You can't say Scrappy's a loyal dude.
He was. I said he was a loyal dude. That's
but again, this is me, fresh pair of eyes, haven't seen everything.
Okay.
You know, my question is, how long has he been an informant? Because was his loyalty the disguise for that all along? So the question is, was he really loyal? Was he just doing his job?
Or, right, because we challenge thoughts here. Or maybe he's not the informant. Maybe Mom's is the informant. Because the reason why I say that is because, you know, somebody made a point on another live, which was cool. I forgot who it was, but they were like, when they ran up in there into the card spot and they arrested everybody in the whole nine, the moms was talking to the cops like she knew the cops. Like, yo, get off me. Stop touching me. What you doing? Get off my son. Da, 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 da. So she was talking like she knew. He's talking like you knew, right? So, you know, like she knew who they were. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it was the mom that was the informant and it wasn't. And for Detective Howard to be like, yeah, he's working with us, da 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 da. Detective Howard could have been lying, you know what I'm saying, about him being an informant just to kind of, like I said, just kind of get in good or protect whoever. But he just saw what's his name? He just saw Scrappy and his mom in there talking to the detective. That's it. You know what I mean? But then the detective came out and said, yeah, I'm talking to the CI. Right. Thank you, Hopley. Supporting my point, right? Mom called Officer Chan's name, right? So Mom knows, and I believe Mom is the CI, man, for real. I believe Mom's the CI, and they made a big mistake by doing that. And I don't think that Scrappy is a CI. I honestly don't think that Scrappy was a CI, you know? But again, let me see Scrappy talking to his mom.
Okay, again, me being brand new.
Maybe.
If that's not the case,
yeah,
and it is Mom.
Yeah.
When he realized, it was a good 45, 60 seconds before, you know, the trigger is pulled. And you realize what's happening. Why you ain't got no quick rebuttal? You got no, hold up, wait.
Come on, man. Come on.
Listen, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
You roll up in the spot, you excited. Yeah, I got room up in here. Yeah, we gonna make this happen. Like, come on, look at this man's face. Hold up.
I did, but as soon as he peeped, like, yo,
let me bring this up.
This just went left real quick.
Okay, let me bring this up real quick. Okay, let's really go and dive deep into this. Okay, this man is super excited, right?
It is.
He's like, man, this is what I've been waiting for. I'm finally getting my chance. You know what I'm saying? To step up. Marv and Lou, they ain't saying nothing. They're like, man, we about to take this guy out, right? Look at him. Look at that smile. He's excited. We can never see that boy smile like that. That man is excited. He about to get on.
Don't
you know what I'm saying? He like, man, it's about time. I'm been loyal through and through with my one eye. He holding on to Marv like, yeah, Marv, finally, man. You know what I'm saying? He put me on, bro. You know what I mean? Like, he's so excited to be there, going up in there, cheesing. The boy cheesing. He's cheesing. Okay? He's happy. Yes, I got all the room in the world. Boom, boom. And then, okay. In this very moment where Rock got the strap to his head, if Rock had you in a dark basement with a strap to your head, what is your quick rebuttal, Amy?
What the F? Well, whatever you think I did, I ain't do it. I don't know. Like, you know, hey, how do we get here? What's going on?
Listen, Amy, you will be urinating in your pants like everybody else, okay? You be like,
I just gonna say on YouTube Live and tell all these people I'm gonna pee on myself.
I'm just saying, man. Like seriously, like anybody would be like, rock, don't do it. He didn't see a face. He just heard the revolver.
You hear that, and then you see the reaction of the people in front of you, like. He knew like it just hit the fan.
Listen, Marv was looking down. Lou turned around like, I can't even see this right now. You know what I mean? And look, Lou turned around. He like, oh my God, like, I can't even watch this. I cannot watch this. I can't believe this is happening. Because dude been loyal since season 1, right? Marv looking down like, dang. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude, loyal soldier, working for us, rocking with us. And look, okay, so this is the moment right here. Strap is to your temple. What do you say, Amy? A weeba, a wabba, a wabba. What you gonna say?
I ain't no wabba, but nothing. Look, whatever you think I did, I ain't do it. What's going on? What happened? Who said what? Like, you better say something.
He ain't have an opportunity. The thing about it is, he said too much.
Yeah.
He said too much already. That's the thing. Listen, what you gonna say? Well, you know what? Let's say they did give him an opportunity, right? And Marv, right? Marv goes, you know what? You told me that last night you went to your cousin Ebony's house to hang up some pictures. Guess what? I went to your cousin's house.
And you weren't there.
And she ain't hang up nothing since 1986, the Thriller poster.
Then that's when you got to come clean. Look, I was gambling. I went to the card game, you know?
Right. So, you know, like, what you going to do? What you going to say? You can't say, oh, yeah, I was gambling. Okay, I was gambling. Well, I told you not to gamble, right? And you got caught up with the cops, and they pulled you in. And, you know, somebody told me that you was talking, you and your moms were talking. So they said that you was a CI. Are you working for them? Bow.
I mean, yeah. But I think Howard could be making, being presumptuous, but I don't know why he would say, he's been working with us, not, well, I saw him talking to, he was at the police station or whatever, to make that claim like that, like, he's been working with us, like this is active.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So some people was upset about this. I don't know how to feel about this, but I know that it had to be done. I know that it had to be done because $80,000 a day.
Yeah.
With this new operation, 90,000, 120,000 a day. Do the math. I'm not letting no scrippy, scrappy, scoop, screw. Nobody.
Can't take no chances.
Okay. Sorry, Scrap. And your girl just, man, this ain't the first time. This is not the first time. But yes, who said it? Who said it? Somebody was crying. Marv was crying about the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Because he was a loyal soldier. He was a loyal soldier. But that's it. That is the recap, fam, of season 2, episode 2. Raise the Kanan, Power Book 3. Drop your comments below. If you didn't rate it yet, go ahead, do that rating. I personally, like I said, I gave it an 8. Amy gave it an 8. So how you liking it so far? I mean, I know you're brand new to the Power Book.
No, I'm enjoying it. Like I liked, I like Power. I like Power Book 2. And I was down with Force.
Thank you, Savannah.
So yeah.
Yeah, you was down with Force. That's right.
Staying consistent.
Yeah, you was down with Force, but now you have to. Okay, Savannah, give it 7.5. Thank you. Now, let me see. Hopefully, hold on. Hopefully said since Rock believed Howard based on that she made the move. Right. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, but she only believed Howard after Marv did his little investigation and caught him up in that lie. You know what I mean? Caught him up in the lie with the whole Ebony thing. This is where I was and all that. Right. So, okay. Yeah. So now I don't know if you've seen the OG Power.
I did.
Okay, you did. Okay, good. So you know who Kanan is. You know who Jukebox is. You've seen that. You've seen when, Kanan actually shot Jukebox because Jukebox was about to kill Tariq, and Tariq was like a son. He was teaching them the game. You know what I'm saying? Right. So we know the outcome of what happened to Kanan. It's just the build-up, which I love. I love this because this does give us a backstory to everybody. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And safe to say, I mean, some people say that Kanan is one of their favorite characters. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. It is what it is. So we're gonna keep this thing moving, fam. Amy, what you got going on? Anything new? Any new videos coming out? Anything?
Yeah. So, with all this travel going on, I plan to do. I got a couple tutorials coming up on the channel. A couple of things I've noticed in the makeup world. A couple of things I noticed. People have been saying different things on social media and asking for different things. So, one odd advantage I have, and this might sound really weird, is that I have 2 different eye shapes. So, people have really been curious, like, we can't tell, nobody knows. So, I'll do a little bit of a tutorial of how to create symmetry, in your face.
Okay.
So I got a couple things coming up.
All right. A couple comments coming through. Daria says, thank you. Okay. Mr. J and Miss Amy Veronica, good. Thank you. All right. Good night to you, Daria.
Good night, Daria.
Savannah gave the review a 10. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes. Yeah. Louisiana boy, James, where you been at? I ain't see you in a while. And what's good? Good to see you. And and here's the last one here for you. Can you see it?
Oh, thank you.
All right. There you go.
Thank you.
I know, and I'm just chopped liver. I know. You can. I have to bring.
What I always tell you, you all right.
Right. So Savannah, right? Barry White, right? Barry Black. I call myself Barry Black. And then I got Vanna Black, right? So we got Vanna Black, Barry Black. We got it's all black over here, right? It's all black, but we love everybody. Right? You know what I'm saying? So, fam, we appreciate you. Thank you very much. Definitely check out Amy V, all her tutorials. Make sure you check us out and also follow us on TikTok. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on all the other platforms. Definitely follow us on. Oh, thank you, Savannah. I appreciate that. Thank you. Right. Follow us on all the other platforms, fam. It's all in the description below. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to Amy as well. Check everything out. And yeah, we're gonna keep this thing moving, fam. All right. So again, any last words? Any last words, Amy?
No, I'm enjoying it. I'm looking forward to the next episode.
I am too. So definitely check us out for the next recap, next episode, same bat channel, same bat place. All right, VACAY-JTV. We love you guys. Thank you, everybody, for coming through with us. And if you're watching the replay, thanks for watching the replay again. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, share. Love you guys. Thanks so much. And until next time, salute. Good night, everyone.
Good night, guys.